Welcome guys. This is Mark Felix, and today I'll be giving my weekly review and projection for what we have for the USDJPY. And do well to subscribe and hang on to the end of the video, as I'll be using the top-down analysis and also going to the COT data to see what the institutional traders are doing to get the best point of entry for the USDJPY for the coming week. So let me give my review for what we did last week, right? So last week, what we were expecting was pretty easy, pretty nice. We had two scenarios we had in mind, right? We had two scenarios in mind. We're expecting the market to come to this trend line, right? Then we get a push the moment we see a change of character, right? Telling us, okay, the market wants to continue to the downside, or we get a break and a retest, right? This is where we got in for our buys. This is where we got in for our buys last week. And believe me, it was a very beautiful trade, very beautiful setup. And these are the two scenarios I analyzed. I'll stick the video to the end of this video so you can go back and watch for more lessons. So let's dive right into the analysis, clear the charts, go to the COT data, then plot out our entries for the coming week. Starting on the weekly, what are we seeing? Let's map out the zones that the market would likely react to and has reacted to. We have this beautiful zone right here. All right, we have this beautiful zone. Okay, we also have this zone. Market has been reacting to these two zones from the weekly, right? So on the weekly, what are we seeing? From how last week or this week closed, it's really showing a very bearish indication, right? So what happened was that the market came to that resistance level just like we expected and gave us a rejection, a very strong rejection from that zone. Though yes, it was NFP, but we should still consider, okay, these are sellers, even though the market want to recover those gaps, right? These are still sellers in the market. So let's drop down to the daily. So on the daily time frame, what I was seeing, the market is giving us a very nice bearish engulfer right there at that zone, giving us a bearish engulfer, and we have this break of structure, right? And the market is giving us a pullback back to either a fair value gap, demand or supply zone, or another block, right? Before we see a continuation. Basically, this is how the market moves all the time, right? The market structure is bullish, right? We have this zone right here, which the market has been reacting to. Beautiful. And the market closing below that zone is giving us an indication that sellers are really strong and we could get something like pullback, right? Giving us a head and a shoulder pattern, then we collapse. This is something that the market could actually do, right? We are speculators in this game. We are not the one telling the market what to do. We are following the trend. Follow the trend. Once you follow the trend all the time, believe me, you win most of your trade. So let's drop down to the 4 hour. So before we do anything on the 4 hour, before we plot out any zone on the 4 hour, let's go to the COT data, see what the institutional traders are doing, then to see where we have our best points of entry for this pair. Okay, very beautiful. With what we are seeing here, right? For the yen, right? The sellers are jumping in very strong. Okay, from what we are seeing from the yen pair, right, we are seeing that these guys have been closing a lot of longs here. They have closing a lot of their long position, right? And they have been adding a lot of short position. Here, and overall we have lots of longs compared to the shorts, right? Basically, this is what the market is reflecting. Okay, for the dollar, what are we seeing on the dollar? For the dollar, I'm seeing indecision, right? We have them closing over 2,000 longs, right, and still closing over 2,000 shorts, right? Overall, they have little amount of longs, which is 13,000, and they have more amount of shorts, which is not really much or compared to the longs, right? The differences is not really much. Have a difference of 5,000, right? That's not a very big difference. So I'm seeing indecision in what they are doing. So basically, what the market is showing us for the US data is indecision, right? But for the yen, we are seeing buyers stepping in, right? This is what the institutional traders are likely to do for the coming week. So we are expecting more long in position, right? Basically, this is what I am seeing from the data. So let's go back to the chart, see how we can implement this on the chart. We use this data to get our best point of entry on the chart. Okay, so on the chart, let's keep in mind, okay, from the COT standpoint, right, from the institutional standpoint, these guys are interested on the long game, because of we are saying that these institutional traders have been shifting their position from the sell side to the long side of the market. That's what the COT data is reflecting. So we should put our mind on the longs, right? And also keep in mind the market structure. We've seen that the market has broken this high right here, so we're expecting the market to come to this other block right here, right? And you see the market has swept this liquidity right here. So this is a very nice setup for me. So once I see a change of character, right, once you see a change of character, we should expect the market to reverse. These are the things I'm saying the market wants to do, right? So we have this zone right here, which the market is slowly approaching, right? After we have that very big push from the NFP news. Basically, this is what the market is coming to do. We have this liquidity that have been swept. Okay, we have this liquidity that have been swept, and what we are to wait for is either the market give us a break of that zone, right? So basically, these are the two things I'm expecting the market to give us. So it's either we get a shift from this zone right here, right? Once we get that shift on the retest, this is where I'll be going in for a long position, right? At least back to this zone, right? It could go further to this zone. So basically, these are the things, or the market either breaks through this zone, right? If the market breaks through this zone right here, yes, it's still an uptrend as long as it has not taken out this low. If the market has a candle close below this zone, it's telling us, okay, sellers are in play and these guys want to drive price to the downside. Basically, this is what I am expecting the market want to do. So let's map out that line right there. So if the market come to clear out this low right here, want to drag price way down. So basically, these are the two things I'm expecting the market want to give us, right? I want to see the market give us push, then once we see a break above, right, once we see a break above that zone on the retest, right, this is where we'll be going in for a long position, at least to this zone right here. If the market really wants to continue, we're expecting the market to clear out that high. So basically, these are the things I'm seeing, or the market would also likely want to go further to the downside. The moment we get a break, or a candle closure above this zone, right, any retest we see, either a retest to this zone or a fair value gap, will be a sell entry, right? So basically, this is what I am seeing for the USDJPY. So if you find this video helpful, do give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe, smash that notification icon, so whenever I drop a nice content like this, you'll be the first person to get video. And I always say, if you know you really want to take your trading very serious, you really want to scale up, go to my video description and get started trading with 10Trade. This is a very nice prop firm, and the rules are very, very flexible. So when next we meet again, I wish you guys a happy trading and peace out.